because we need to have a YouTube VOD cooking and ready to go. And then... Actually, I need to press this first, because I'm going to forget to do that before. Chat, are we ready for an abrupt me just pressing a button and music starting to go off and stuff like... Oh no, there's loud music in my ears, chat, what's going on? That's unheard of scenes. It's screaming in my ears. We should probably switch over to an intro. That's what I heard. Let's go do that. Desperately love to gain all this time on anyone ahead. Get a couple quick 10 seconds. Fast descend! What was that from JB? That was a very, very odd move and the break-in. Makes him think about it is enough to make him get some space, and that's an error around the corner as well. Has a slide, and that might be enough to open the door, and I think Ethan has done that sweetly. That is honestly a nice move. This is absolute pandemonium for this race. Chaotic, everyone's dropping everywhere. This corner is amazing for letting people go for it. I think I've just seen is that... As Ryan is looking down the inside to send it at turn 3. He's almost going to collect the AlphaTauri! He is going to collect the AlphaTauri! This is going to be a bit mental. Into this... Oh my sweet Jesus, we've just seen... I don't be keeping an eye on the weather, but is this a routine... GB! Sanderson! We're going all of them. Am I sniffing through wide? Who's for a brief second was in the lead as well. Josh does go ahead and cross the line to take the win. And oh my! And this is the thing I actually want to mainly keep an eye on, as Brian and Josh have made contact before we're finishing settings. Coming across the line we go. Squeezes him all the way to the line. F1 Kid has won. Sasso's going to try and go down the inside, and we're going to have a little free, full wide moment again in NSO lead. Over the line we go. And the smallest gap we've probably seen in NSO history has given Josh the win in Brazil by 1600. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who's chilling in the stream, it's time to welcome back NSL. Season 11, round 3. You know the usual score, you know the usual business. I hope we've all been well, unless you've been in a Twitch stream this entire time, in which case I hope you're still doing well. It's time to kick off some chaos. It's the first sprint of the season. China is what we've got as a track. Let's see what it's got cooking for us. I love this track in the game, I love it in real life. It delivers a lot of things. If you want to know some info on it, of course, whack it on the screen. I've missed this track, it's been beautiful. 28 laps in the normal race. As I said, the first one with a sprint this season, so we're going to have 10 laps of that in a hot second. Tyre wear is beautiful. And beautiful as in it doesn't exist. Well, it does exist. It exists way too high of a level. Burns them up. You got to manage them well. You can play two-stop strats well. You can mix it up, have a good time. C4, C3, C tyres. It's It's perfect. It is NSL cinema. It's always delivered. Last season's sprint and race, it delivered. So we'll see if it does it again. I have absolutely no clue. Whack on the face. Whack on the face. How are we doing? I hope we've been good. Abrupt pause of music. Go to this song. How are we doing? How are we doing? It's time. The lobby is also open. We should ping that the first lobby is open and ready to go. Because necessary. Some people are already in, so thank you very much who's already hopped in to make my life a tiny bit easier. Is the sprint logo up and ready to go? It is. It is. Let's go get the people invited. On all of the above. And it's fine. It's fine. Right. Let's go. Let's coat the lobby up. We're going to obviously for the sprint a separate grid and everything. I'm going to show you some details of that because otherwise it's going to be slightly confusing. If people don't know how the sprint works and everything, I'll run you through the scripts. Is there a script? No, there is not a script. There is literally zero script involved. I'll show you anyways. You know what I do before that? I'm going to give you a calendar instead, because why not? Have a calendar on your head tops and your screen. We're not giving you information. Who does that? That's boring. Do you have it? Third round in of this, as I said, top row, bottom row, left to right is the order. China is what we got, then we got Portimao, Silverstone, and the Red Bull Ring, or Portugal, Britain and Austria, of course, the easiest stuff. We're really early in. It's an early season, but it's, I don't know, it feels small, it feels short, it feels like we're rushing through it, but it's literally still very much at the start. Technically a quarter of the way through, so we'll see how that one cooks up and plays in a little bit. Rules, just in case anyone's fresh and new, at least the base ones that watching people need to know about. There's 12 events, 8 of them are normal. This is one of the 4. That's a reverse drivers championship sprint. There are people at the back of the drivers championship, providing you've scored some points or, you know, done a race, get yourself started at the front. So technically the people who perform the worst get themselves a shot at the front, and the best people have to go from the back. Then we have the normal race and qualifying, but we just do one shot to shot on it. The rest of it's the same as normal, but the start part's the fun bit. Points for the sprint, a little bit tweaked as well. 13 points instead of the old 15. Makes it a little less power heavy at the top, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that goes and vibes with later on. We should first abruptly stop this immediately for the second time and now play this song instead because we've already played the other song. And we're not doing it. Let's get the invites pinged in first before we have to move into the rest of the stuff. I need to make sure everyone's actually got one in, because I hate dealing with getting people in late or whatever. We'll find out. It's fine. There's a prediction for who wins the sprint if you want to go vote in. Josh has done it. So if you're not in the prediction, match fixing. I'm kidding. I don't know who he's put in yet. But go vote. Put your channel points on the line because cool and funny. Any match fixing will be banned. Unless it's fine. Maybe. Anyways. Let me go through. So, everyone needs an invite. He's already in. Let's go. Dylan is in. Blessed. Josh in. Ethan in. Love it when everyone's already in, by the way. Thank you very much for that. Jacob is not. So, Jacob's one of the first I can find on the list. Let me go and find his name. His name is suddenly not here. His name was here not 2 minutes ago because it was in the lobbies. And his name is not on the main screen. We'll scroll and find in a second anyways. Mr. Spuds, I think, is in already. He's not. Okay, so I'm missing Jacob and Mr. Spuds. I'll go get those first. It's fine. Scrollage is the part I hate. I wish the invite system. I still want there to just be, like, make a group thing where it says, okay, all of these people are in this event. Mass invite them all at one time. Please, please, just one time. It'd be useful. Is Jacob's name now no longer showing up as Jacob because of it's a different name? Is that why? Am I missing? Is his name changed? I feel like I'm being blind here. Where's the blindness happening? I can't see it. We're playing. Whoever predicted me, you are losing points. Why are you saying that? Let me go through the rest of the names anyways. Hooch needs an invite. I don't think I've seen him online yet. Kizzo is already in. We're good. Wash Cat. Where is Rowlick? Rowlick is not in yet. So I'm missing Jacob, Hooch, Row, and the new Ethan is already in. Easy business. Easy business. Where are you lot at? I need you lot on this game, ASAP. This is the part that's meant to be less stressful. You know what? No, it's too late now. If you weren't in before, I'm dealing with it later. The music's getting abruptly paused in 5 seconds because I've done my time. The game's the game. We'll switch back to the full screen. I'm sure we'll get him in at some point. We can wait another minute or two if you have to. It's fine. I feel like it's now time. Not for that yet. Not for that. Casual Fabrizio. Casual Fabrizio. That's what I think we need. We had some contentious topics in the last few races, you know. The last race specifically, which I'm sure we'll look back at clips later. And in that time, Fabrizio Dende, our resident reporter, went and had a big speaking session, otherwise known as an interview. That is the correct word for it. I'm not sure why speaking session was the words I went for, but sure. Had a little interview with Josh after Dylan and him collided, had some incidents. Ron ended up DNFing off the back of it. I'll throw Pooch's name in there because Pooch's name needs to be involved in that one just because it's funny. But yeah, there was some quotes. An entire statement was made. This was out of my control. He just wanted to say some stuff. And yeah, I read it up and it was fine. In short, I want to read a few of the bits. I'm not going to read the whole thing, of course. If you want to go find it, follow Fabrizio Dundee on Twitter. It's fine. The grass is looking healthy from Dylan's side. The last part. If he wants to race dirty, for me, the gloves are off. I think he will come to regret it. He's talking big talk. The fight's coming through. This is incredible scenes. I like it. I like it. I don't know what this is going to deal in the races. I feel like I don't know what's going to run down. I'm excited to see how that changes the races and stuff, because I simply have absolutely no clue. But the talk is cool and the talk is funny, so I'm there for it. We'll see. Josh, do you own... That's a good question, Josh. Do you own gloves? Because you can't... Gloves can't be off if you don't own... That's just a question I have to... I'm going to assume you own gloves. Okay, so that statement can be true. We'll take it. We'll take it. Now, in the... Oh, we are slightly excited and ready for this segment. Now, normally at this point, we waffle for a couple minutes, and then we switch over to the main scene, we go through, we start the race, and that's all we do. That's all that is to this segment. There's nothing more to do. I just realized I paused the music, by the way. That was a bit rude. Wasn't doing that. So, what I'm going to do is just pause this music again. And just, you know... click this button. What did you think about, chat, if we had a segment, for example, where we showed off the most embarrassing moments of the last races? What would you think to that? If I was to, for example, just make a segment, there's music building up in the background for some reason, and I'm confused where it's coming. Maybe we should switch scenes. It sounds like a new segment's incoming. I wonder what it is. Sonic Haze of the Week! Why not, man? Let's show the pits. There you go. We can now watch the rest of the grid, which is still Dylan as he's about to catch Wash Count, which is pretty huge, to be fair. How quickly can he get past the lap traffic? Raul's been on these hard times since the start of the race, and this is not where you want to have a lapped piece of traffic in your way, as it's snapping around and ghosting. Raul's snapping his car so much mid-corner, he's ghosting through... And he's gone. And he's gone. And he's just absolutely said, nah, the car's had enough. I'm done. I don't know what I've just seen. I've one saying Josh knows that he's going to park his car on the inside. Down the inside he goes. If both wrong line, I don't think either of them made the line at all. And Ron's trying to force his way through the wall. And Ron is out of the race. And Dylan crosses the line in the lead. We might see a sudden Pooch podium. This might happen. If he keeps his car on the road, he might end up getting a cheeky... What? I've just seen. The cell has gone rogue. Sonic Haze of the Week. Welcome to NSO, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing seeing. No, I can't stress enough how much I've been waiting for that all day. Right, anyways, that's going to feature every week, where we feature the most embarrassing funny moments, because overtaking the week's boring. We're going to find the best funny, stupid, embarrassing moments. And if you do something dumb, you're featuring in Sonic Haze of the Week. Don't ask why it's called Sonic Haze of the Week. There's no need to question it. We got standings and stuff to go through, by the way. I hadn't done that. Let's go to the standing. Whack it on the screen. Okay, we got the sprint format to give you some intel on, just in case you're unaware of it. As I said, big screen version of it. Reverse championship order from the drivers. 10 laps in China for today, and the points are on the bottom of the screen. Top 8 are the only points we're giving up. Then we go into the normal race. And it's the normal standard business, but we move millimeters away from a voice cut, by the way, Pooch. There was multiple takes necessary to make sure there wasn't one. I'm gonna have to inform you, there was a few in the takes. But don't worry about it, we're fine, we're fine. Obviously, we need to look at the rest of the stuff. Let's go check the constructors. See where we're at on that. Haas are currently leading that board semi-comfortably, but I mean, it's very, very early in the season to be saying stuff like that. 68 points, 52 for the Ferraris, Mercedes third place, then Williams and McLaren and the rest staggering on some points. RB and Sauber still the only two teams who haven't, I don't even think, had attendees yet, so can't have scored any points for the games again. I'm not sure if that's going to change today. And then the big drivers, of course, which is now correct with the correct people's characters behind their faces, as I got it the wrong way around. Dylan is now actually K-Mag, as I said before. He's on top of the standings. Josh is in second. You saw what happened between those two last week. You saw it in Sonny Hayes. You might have been there. Big up Sonny Hayes, by the way. I can't stress enough. What an amazing segment I've just created. And then F1 Kid in third place, who hasn't raced the last time, so he's still on 25 points. GP, Ron, Kieran, Harry, Raul, Ethan, and Minblock wrap the top 10. Adam's dropping a 3-month tier 1 sub on our head top. Nange owes me money, but you've just paid me money. Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate the love. You're a legend for that one. You lot in the chat are legends for sticking with this bit, because that was incredibly cringe and funny. We've got a race to go do. And do you know what? Do you know what? I mean, it's a voice chat suspension. That's the one you can celebrate. We're cooking, we're cooking. Let's go do the business. We gotta check who is missing, because I still think we've got one person off the list. Is it just Pooch for missing? It's not Pooch. So it's not that. Okay, let's go for this. F1 Kid's in, Dylan's in, Josh is in, Ethan's in. It's Jacob. Jacob, please. Alright, let's see if he's gonna find his way into the session in enough time. If he's not online at this point, we've given him enough time. So I'm hoping he does. If he misses the sprint, he might get through later on. The game's the game. Well, I don't even see his name. Don't know where he is. Let's go set the grid. I can chill the music out for at least a hot second whilst I set the grid. Let's go do that. Let's bring it down. Bring it down. Okay. Grid officially on the board, ready and waiting. Where is the tab in the Discord? Because I kind of need that to detect the grid in the first place. That's kind of necessary. Alright, let's have it. So for the starting grid, officially, so you can hear, it would have been Jacob on pole, but it's not since he's not there. It puts Lewis on pole position for this sprint. Pooch's going to start himself on the front row alongside him in second position. Not too bad. Then we've got Ethan in P3. Where's his name? That's Ethan. And Ethan in UFC. Going to have to start getting used to that one now, because I've got two of them to say. Rowlick in P4. Where's Raul's name? There. It was actually called Washcat. Crap, I forgot. Completely forgot. I was looking for his actual name. Ron in 5th place. And then we've got F1 Kid below him in P6. P7 is going to be Josh. P8 is going to be Dylan. Back on the grid. Nice to see. Not on the same row, but close enough. Would have been the same row otherwise. Then we're going to have Mr. Spuds behind Dylan. Then we've got Kizzo. Then we've got F1 Kid. And then we've got our new boy Ethan, who obviously hasn't got any points, so can't be reversed and done anything else and lead. F Kid's ahead of me. Wait, huh? Why have you put him down in... Oh, I've put the wrong names in wrong places. Ah, my bad. Did it. Listen. Shush. We're under stress. Okay? Please shush. Let's try that again. Can I read that one more time and double check it's actually right? Lewis, Pooch, Ethan, Raul, Ron, F1 Kid, Josh. I just put F1 Kid in the wrong place. It's fine. Why are you all stressing? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't know where Jacob is. He's not gone. In which case, let's go ready up. Let's go do our thing. We've got nothing else to wait for. Let's do it. We're giving him as much time as we can. I'm ready for this. This is going to be a good time. I'm excited. It's fun. I will say as well, obviously, if it's not clear, clips. There is a channel in the NSL Discord, which is just clips. I will look there regularly for stupid, funny content. For incident stuff, send it in tickets. But if it's funny stuff, like you saw, I'm going to need that in the clips thing, and I will be posting every single one of them and like consideration to see which one wins. So you just gotta put them in there and let me know. But I'll be on job to see. It'll be a good time. Pre-plans will be cooking, but decided new pads. Listen, that's on you, man. That's on you. All right, music can go away. That's what it can do. It can absolutely go away. And we can run over here and switch my audio. Let's see how long I can do it in. How quick I can do it in. Sorry. Please don't start immediately because I'm gonna hate missing the start of the race. I have a sudden feeling as well that I've left the formation lap on. My brain has that energy that the formation lap is silently left on, and I'm worried about it. If it is, then game's the game. I guess we let it run, but like, I have a strong feeling I've accidentally somehow done that. We'll find out. Music can go away. No more music interruptions. No more other stuff until we have to split between the next lobby and this one. Let's do some driving. Let's do some driving and see what goes down. I have no clue. Sprints normally, the idea of when I added this in was clearly just to basically have chaos. Because the slower people be at the front, quicker at the back. You see what goes down from there. I have no clue if that ever plays out the same, because normally it takes like a lap or two and it's reasserted back to the normal-ish order. I don't know. I think the best example of it not going like that was probably Austria last season. Otherwise, it's gone quite quick. It could also end up in damage quite quickly. I don't know. I simply have no clue. Sure, we'll find out. I've waffled enough now, game. You should have found the time to start the lobby. I have given you ample amounts of waffle to fill the time gaps in. Why am I still waiting? There we go. We've got some beeps. Alright, moment of truth. Is there an impromptu formation lap on the sprint, or is it normal? If there is, we'll run it. It's fine. It's on me, but you get to have a formation lap. Or do I get to go straight away? You don't! You don't have one, you have to take it straight away. No waiting around. Why is always saying is wait at a time of 6 minutes and 20 fingers fake. It no longer says that anymore. We are temporarily racing in China in a sprint race for the first time this season. The smoke's moved mad behind the scenes and everyone's so far gone the way nice and cleanly-ish through turn 1. Pooch is looking like he might take the lead as a Williams very, very far off the road. Pooch, again, is in the lead of a race in NSL. Legitimately 3 wide between the cars behind. Lewis has been clipped and tagged. There's a Haskell wide as well. It's F1 kid. That's going to hurt his points for the title stuff. There's a drifting Aston Martin for the back. We've got Pooch in the lead. Ethan second. Dylan has already got up to 3rd place. Then Kizzo, Spuds, Josh, Ethan, Ron, Ral in 9th. Watchcat, I should be saying. F1 kid and Lewis is a little bit further back, recovering from some damage. I'm assuming there's some damage on the car somewhere. Not sure what. This train is moving crazy. If you get stuck behind a car that's slower than you, which just can happen, that's the whole point of this sprint, it can be so detrimental to you. And if you get past them quickly, it's huge. Spuds has gained 5 positions though, and is deservedly where he is, I guess, from that start. He's done something right, and he's out there and ready. Josh is trying to get past him as quick as he can. Ron's not going to be waiting too much longer behind him as well. Dylan is already now ahead of Ethan into 2nd place and going to hunt down Pooch for the win. I don't believe Ethan's going to make that an easy one for him, though. We're looking further back between the the 2 Williams and the Ferrari, which I think one has finally cleared him. Spuds going for the reattempt down the inside, but was a bit too far back. Stays in 5th place. Josh does get his way up into 4th. 3 positions game for him, 6th game for Dylan. 3 game for Ethan as well, back into 9th place, which is just at the back of this train, which will give him a little watch. 2 pairs into the lead. Pooch hit the fastest lap of the race. Not too shabby. Tyres-wise on the board, I believe an option of the hard tyre was very viable. By a couple attempts, it was barely slower. Or quicker, which we're on, I'm not too sure. There's damage on Ethan's car. That might be why he's still stuck here. He's got an end plate missing off his front right. Okay, it's going to hurt him for a little bit. As Dylan has already passed him. When have I missed that? Okay, right, Dylan's already got his way into the lead for the sprint. And he's going to hopefully try and run away from Pooch and anyone else trying to gain points to him. Be huge if he can do this for his title. For Josh and co, he's going to have to push very hard. I think he's going to have a very tough time gaining big points here. But he's going to be able to see what he can do. And Watchcat is now down at the back of the grid with NCFC for some reason. I'm not sure why he's all the way there. I'm not sure if he's had a spin or who he's had a spin with. Is probably the correct thing to say. Absolutely no clue. Half-second gap at the front. 8 attempts between Ethan, who's still in between the 2. No real early season vibes of team games. Example, Ethan thinking, my teammate's ahead in the championship, let's go be nice to him and give him some toe. Because I don't think Ethan's going to care of. It's 3 rounds in and nothing's really happened. Selfish racing will be happening for a long further time into the season. And Pooch, keep in touch with Dylan's car for a little bit. Closest gap on the board though is Kizzo to Mr. Spuds. And I think he might set himself up for an opportunity to make this move down the straight. Is he gonna? He's gonna have to stick down the outside unless he can switch over very quickly, but that would have been a close opportunity. So far though, he stays in 9th position. He's also missing a bit of end plate. I suspect a couple people, when they got caught behind some cars, as that's a fast sector. The crash feather up here, I think. There's a yellow flag from someone. I'm not sure who it's from though. But yeah, I feel like a few people when they got stuck behind some cars, as Ron gets past Ethan, as well as Josh doing the same. Ron not wasting too much time behind Ethan after Josh passes him as well. But yeah, I'm assuming because so many people just got held back behind the car for a little bit, it just clipped a front wing or something elsewhere. There's probably a bit of damaged side pod, yellow, light green, something at that level. It's probably what they're all hoping. I have no clue if anyone's carrying worse than that. But we'll see. 3.5 seconds between Josh in third and second place Pooch, who is currently absolutely sticking with Dylan right now. I don't know if that's just DRS vibes. Is that enough? I thought the middle set would be enough to drop anyone who's got pace advantage, but I mean, he's still within DRS right now. As long as he keeps it clean for this next corner, he will be fine, as there is F1 Kids setting himself up for the pass past Ethan. Ethan has been quickly dispatched of. He's not been finished there yet. Ethan is not leaving this one early done. His car was still more or less alongside. Whether it's alongside enough, I don't know. We'll leave Stewards to do that one if they really want to get involved. But that one, Ethan didn't want to get yield just yet. He settles behind for now. He also now does have DRS, which means he can go for another attempt. Neither of them deploying batteries, so there's a chance here. Dylan now has got over a second away from Pooch. I wonder if he did get that just before the detection. I feel like with DRS open, as Ethan sends it back down the inside to try and keep the position, brakes too late, drifts on his re-entry back onto the track. He'll have fond memories of drifting around that point on the track last season. Intro will remember that. He does drop the position, goes behind F1 Kid into 6th position. He's dropped a few. He's not had the best run. Hello, Josh. Josh has found his way behind Ron, I am assuming, down the big straight. Okay. Game on for these two. These two is a battle I want to see. If Ron can keep tabs and pace, I want to see how this one runs, because I know Josh puts effort in to try and get some pace in. Ron has vibes, but the vibes have been absolutely performing with the top level all season long, so whatever they're doing to be as quick as they're doing, it's more than enough, and they'll see what they can do. 3.7 gap. The gap's not really changed bigger or smaller between them and the top two. The top two between the two of them, though, that is got bigger. Half a second gained as we're going for this middle sector, gaining 10th by 10th. Every second we're thinking it's just going up another 10th, so Dylan's going to be happy with his job. 13 points to his name if he keeps it 2. At the moment, it's going to only be, I believe, 3 points for this Williams, who's now going to have to settle with DRS on the Ferrari side this time, which I assume is the other way around. Both got plenty of matches, so it's, do you want to bother using it? Do you think you're just going to ease past without it? And just let DRS carry your way through? We'll find out as they're finally going to open it up right about now. No extra battery deployed on one car, none on Ron's car. I think they're just going to leave this to vibes and see what goes down. Least fighting probably helps you out as well, as there's also a second DRS zone coming straight up after this one. You probably don't need to stress too much. If you're close enough here, maybe you just absolutely send it back through turn 1, or this zone's a lot shorter. A bit of a moment coming off the final corner there. Might make his re-attempt a little bit trickier, but if he wants to do it, he still could. I'd say that's probably a bit too far away. Turn 1, though, gives you a nice opportunity. If someone makes one slip up, send your car on the inside, rack it around the outside, whatever you want to do. That is bumpy, by the way. Is it actually that bumpy through those first few corners at China? That looks crazy. Ron is not letting go of Josh's car. It's just enough of a gap that I feel like is like, I'm not unsafe at all times, but it's not a safe gap. It's right in between. I can't be passed, but it's enough that I'm constantly having to think about it. This middle set is going to be huge then. If Ron can get gaps here, Josh can pull away and be feeling easy. If Ron can keep the gap this close, I think you know what's going to be happening lap after lap. For quite a few until lap 10, and then we'll see who's going to be behind at that time. Nice snap! I've sympathised for Ron because that's incredibly difficult to control and control at this point, so nice on a wheel, not nice on a thingy. 4/10th gap between the two of them, never snap again, but I think that's going to be more than close. Ooh, 6/10th gap might not be as close. And he gets it back to 4.5. Probably close enough to do it. Attempt number 2. Williams is going to settle behind the Ferrari. He'll whack open his DRS right about now. Sails his way past. I think these two know it's going to be a game of who's going to be behind at the point of lap 10. If you're behind on lap 10, as that is a real look and a half a run. Adding to the collection that him and Raul have been adding for quite a few of the last few races, even in last season. But yeah, I feel like they're going to know, let's just figure it out later of who's going to be behind at that time. Josh is not going to wait until later, he's going to do it now. On this maths... Ooh, hello. Hello, Josh and Ron. That was a tiny bit closer than I thought. On this maths, Ron's going to be behind on lap 6, which means on every even-numbered lap, Ron will be behind on the big straight, as long as they keep flipping the same way they have been all lap, except that little part. Which means Ron's going to be in the prime position to overtake assuming the gap's this close. So yeah, this is all going to be about middle sector games. I feel like the first and third sector is useless. It's just sit in DRS and use a bit of battery tactically. So yeah, on this part, it's purely going to be who manages it the best, as I see a spin for, I think that's Raul again. Washcats and Lewis not having the best of times. They're both just struggling at the back. I think a couple moments have had between them. Obviously, no one's pitted. There's no real benefit to ever pitting in a sprint unless it rains midway through, which I don't remember if we've had yet. I don't think we've had it. Spuds and Ethan fighting over that last point in the sprint as well. They're still going back to back, I should say, not side by side. We'll wait for that part soon, but they're fighting to get that last 1 point on the board for either the Williams car, which Spuds would absolutely love to get his points boards finally ticking, and obviously Kizzo's first race back into the league this season. Like the exact same thing for the McLarens as well on his side too. I mean, can't have points, but he would like the points. I'm quite certain. Hello, you two. I think I see them again. They're not doing anything this time. Their order's still the same. It looks like Josh was behind that other sector then, because there's no way that stayed the same order. We go again through this first main straight. Maybe Ron did stay behind that, so one thing I didn't spot, if they switched positions again for the middle of the lap and then swapped on the final. That is so bumpy. Visually, that looks so bumpy. I'm going to have to ask them if it actually is that bumpy. Is Ethan pits? That's going to be interesting to say. Why don't we differentiate the two Ethans? I'll figure that out at some point. We'll figure it out. Anyways, AERT Ethan is pitted onto some soft tires. I'm assuming that damage got a bit worse at some point and decided, let's just whack it away, cut our losses. I don't know if technically... No, I don't think they're close enough to really catch the top 8 at least. But probably writing that race off and just getting some laps on the softs to vibe with. They're not useful, obviously, because we're not carrying those tires over. So no stress. There's that little moment for Kizzo and Spuds, I think? There's a yellow flag near them. There's also an end plate missing off the end of that McLaren. I don't know if these two... That's a lot of end plate. Oh, it's not. It just looks worse. I'm not sure when that happens, but the yellow flag goes right next to these two. Painful stuff. That might let Spuds go and run away with that one and get into 7th place and get even more points for himself and the team later on. I have no clue what caused the damage, though. There's not a little error or something between them later on. I have no clue. Pooch, by the way, still cooking in 2nd place. Go on, Josh, surfing back in the slipstream later on. Fought for a little late lunge at the end of the straight. It's only lap 7. It's only lap 7. I don't expect anything like that just yet. Kizzo's also still in DRS range, so despite the damage, still might be in enough range to get himself back into P7. Not bad. They're now both in the points. A little bit of defensive movement. We're going to have ball with Kizzo's car as he goes down the inside, and they're going to be both good on the brakes. They're both a bit squirrely on the brakes. They've both gone kind of wide. That's a little nudge as they just kind of met in the middle at the exit of the corner there. I don't think he got damage, at least visual damage from it, but I mean, that would end up making it even. Not ideal, but they're still there. Ron did end up passing, and I believe they got repassed. Josh seems to like a repass at turn 1, which is interesting because that means he prefers to be the car ahead by the big straight. I guess he's confident he can get that move done. That's fine until the last corner for him. Or in Ron's case, that's fine because he'll be ahead by the end. As long as he gets the big straight done correctly, and you don't bottle here, go a bit too wide here, which is very easy to do. Go a bit on the curb, beat yourself here, or even here. But if that's all normal, you're good. And speaking of normal, I don't know if that's really normal at all, that's probably rude to say. Pooch is slowly getting caught. 2.1 gap. He's within visual range. It's not caught enough. I do wonder if there is damage there, because I feel like... I mean, Pooch may be just doing a good job. Let's not discredit that. Pooch might actually just be doing a good enough job to mean he's not getting caught that quickly by Josh, which is huge. Gap is not being closed enough. He can send it on the brakes if he wants it. Ron says no. Ron says no. Ron kind of makes Josh go wide a little bit. We'll put him under pressure to make him go wide. Ron didn't do anything physically himself. Does Ron set himself up for a turn 1 move? Or is he just waiting behind for later on in a race? We're on lap 9 now. So as I said, you're going to start thinking probably from now, as he is trying to think through turn 1. Probably going to start thinking from now, when are you planning that? Oh, Josh might plan a move down there if the gaps will open for just long enough. When are you planning to be behind for the big DRS sub? DRS chicken might get played. As we heard from Josh, gloves are off, but I assume that was more between him and Dylan. I don't see a reason why that can't still, though, be between Josh and any other car on the grid. Because F1 Kid's back, and he was on Feisty Energy last time, as we've seen those two fight before last season. And in other seasons, too. Anyone who gets in Josh's way, maybe Josh decides, I'm not being too nice. Today, it looks like it's being nicer in this race. I don't know if there's been a need to race otherwise. We haven't seen that push yet. That's meant we need full send Mosjo. Mosjo is now his alter ego. We decided that's the thing. And never spin, I think, for... It's now both, I think, Lewis has spun a little bit later in CFC, and Washcat has now also joined him with a spin. Those three just trading places at the back of the grids. Not too sure how painful that is over there, but I mean, Ethan now is just slowly making his way through in the Aston Martin, so... He used to get to P9 back. 9 seconds to the next car is probably a bit too much, but he gets a position back on. That's something, because they're still following closely with end plate damage. How he's doing that, I don't know. The pace difference must be enough that he can make something happen there. And at the end of the straight, Josh is back ahead of Ethan. Not of Ethan, sorry, of Ron. And look ahead, 1.5 seconds. If you're confident for this middle section, you dump some battery, you could possibly catch Pooch. And that could be the game plan for Josh staying ahead. Because if you just catch him at the end of the straight, or before the big straight detection point, you're good. Because then you don't have to worry about being behind or ahead and DRS chicken stuff. You can just be ahead and keep the gap. 1.2 seconds down to 1.4. It fluctuates a lot, obviously, through this sweeping turn. What's Pooch got battery-wise? He's got plenty. 30%. 50% for Josh. Josh knows he's got 50% as he's using it very, very healthily. Sparingly, as he obviously needs to use it on the big straight. I feel like that's in Josh's sights now. It's probably his best bet. At least Slipstream vibes will get that going. But I think... I don't know if that was his plan all along, or if he's just got very lucky with the timing. They have managed to catch Pooch. Pooch has just been just a tiny bit slow enough, at least in his last few laps, that these two could catch them. Although they're going to catch him quite closely. And that's Ron getting a 3-second time penalty, and that changes everything. On track at least. Now it's not even going to be a gamble between those two. It's now pretty much down to Josh and Pooch to see who gets second place. Ron had an opportunity there, but I think just went a little bit too far. I'm not sure how many of us... well, he had to have 2 other warnings, but I didn't get to see any of them. Painful, but you went for an attempt. The game's the game. Now we see if Josh has got enough. I mean, that's a long distance. He'd have to send it from absolute range to do that one. He has to go wide as he misjudges the corner slightly. He knew he had to make an opportunity to send a move, but just wasn't close enough, and then almost got caught out with some braking. Dylan crossed the line to win the sprint. Second place is going to be Pooch. Correctly hitting the wall before crossing the line. Josh in third and Ron in fourth position will stay in order as F1 gets far enough away that that freezing upon it won't change anything. Pooch stays in the top 2 in the sprint order. I was going to say with damage, he just collected that. Even comes the line and gets 6th position. Between these two, Kizzle has gone ahead. Kizzle has finally gone ahead of Mr. Spuds. I'm not sure when he's managed to do it. He's been sat behind with damage the whole time and is going to finally take 7th place off his hands. Gets a couple extra points for his troubles. Spuds does come across in 8th place. Then we've got Ethan in Aston Martin for 9th, and the 2 at the back, unfortunately, going to be Washcat and NTSC for 10th and 11th. No points for the bottom 3. But not a bad ending. That was not a bad sprint. Since I've arrived late, anything exciting happening, so not bad racing. I think it's been a decent sprint. That was pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. The narrative has changed. The narrative has changed. The response has been a beautiful drive through the grid from Dylan, and then the rest of the cars not getting the same look and skill. I don't know what happened. I didn't get to see exactly what it was, but regardless, let's have the order on the board. Let me give you it on the screen. Dylan, as I said, first place. Points is obviously not going to be 8. He gets 13 points for his doubles. Then we've got Pooch in 2nd position. Big points, big finish. Stays where he was. Does a good job. Josh clawing up to 3rd place only, but 3rd is still a very good result from there. Then we've got Ron in 4th position. F1 Kid in P5. Ethan in 6th place. Kiddo in 7th and Mr. Spuds in 8th, wrapping up our point scorers. Then we have AELT Ethan, Moscat, NCFC. All people finished the sprint. Now started it, which is huge. Not a bad start to have. But yeah. People moved around. Orders changed. Game's the game. Oh, would I have loved this to be the main session. Oh, would I have absolutely dreamed of that to be the main session. Unfortunately, we have to reset the lobby. Oh, I wish. I wish. Let's go make the new lobby, of course, for the races. We have to reset with a new quality order and stuff. Ah, the dream. There's still a chance that Dynamic gives us that. No reset, I say. I would have loved that. I would have loved it. Okay, whack the music on for a quick second. Let's go. Get the order back, the grid back on again, and sort it up. That was a fun time. That was a fun time. How'd you find the sprint? People watch it. Oh, I thought my game was crashing. The audio was going weird. How'd you find the sprint, guys? Hope it was good. Hope it was a great time. We've got some more racing action to come still. Don't you worry about it. We ain't done yet. I'll ping in the Discord, of course, if you're not checking chat when the lobby's up. That's a good day. That's a good day. Right, now I'm actually allowed on the game. Forgot to record the sprint. Damn. Rude, man. That's crazy. Trying to spot. Did I spot us? I don't know if I spotted Sonny Hayes. Sonny Hayes might vary between small mini incidents / craziness. We obviously got 2 back-to-backs. We didn't get to do round 1 and 2. I think do it from the first race, but stuff can happen. Okay, new lobby's opening up ASAP Rocky, so if you're already watching the screen, you know what to do top end. Even been the biggest robot could have sent. That is the job of the sprint. The job of the sprint is cars that are performing worse at the time, at least, or overall, get the chance to go at the front, switch it around. I mean, like, that's the job. That's exactly what, when I wanted this reverse thing, that's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see that constant, slower people battling quicker people and see how quick it happens. And we've had both now. We've had either someone gets lucky and switching through, someone doesn't. In my opinion, it's an absolute success. So it's perfect. It's perfect. Can't be blaming anyone that's literally the system forcing that to happen, which is good. They did not. Why is Twitch being weird with that? Kieran, thank you very much for. Can I check the badge? Is it 4 months? Can I check? Is it actually 4 months, or is it just not giving you the 5-month thing yet? Thank you very much, Kieran, for the resub. I would have pinged the alert manually, but I can't even find it to put it up, so I cannot. If it pings up eventually, you get 2. How about that? I appreciate the love regardless. You don't need an alert to say that. Deliver. Change of rear rotation, hope it helps. Ethan, I strongly require more cookage. Unfortunately, you can't sack him. So, but I respect it. Listen, team's asking for big moments. Josh, I'm going to also require you to please appear online. I refuse to stop being an offline merchant. I ain't scrolling to find your name. Someone else can invite you into the lobby. I ain't. I'm stressed. Lobby is open. Let's go find everyone's names and bring it again. If you're on Xbox, as always, you can just join straight off my name and quickly get yourselves in quicker than I can ping your name in. Where is the grid? Why am I going there? Okay, let's go through. Where's the names? Where's F1 Kids name? Where are anyone on PC? All PC players just apparently appearing offline permanently. Sure. That's a thing. That's a thing. Well, I will ping as many names as I can at some point. Quick clip trick to... Damn. Is there seriously a Sonny Hayes? Is there a Sonny Hayes already? We've just started! I didn't think we'd get there yet. Let's put the chill music on. I didn't think we'd already get there so soon. It's been a sprint. It's been a singular sprint. Okay. Why is accepting invites crash the game? I don't know. Yes. No? Yes, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I actually had an answer. Alright, let me actually go for the list properly and spam the invites once I've first said all of it, because if I forget, I will be shouting at for the whole of the thing. Everyone's game's crashing if you... Damn. Alright. I'll be spamming you all a secondary invite shortly, don't worry. It's fine. That's beautiful scenes for the game. Let me just go through the list again. Let me know if one doesn't work. I'll just go through. Right, F1 Kid's name. Let's go find his name first. No? Okay, it's on the second page. I hate this menu system. There's a lot of things I'm disliking about this menu system. I'm just trying to invite people semi-quickly. Right, F1 Kid, boom. Let's go with Dylan's name. I'm just reading it in the order of the other thing. Oh, the amount of clicking. Jesus, Dylan, boom, Josh now. This is fun. This is the in-between part of NSL. Nice, cool, exciting action. Inviting people to a session. Not got better in any single of them. Ethan's on Xbox, so I don't invite him. Jacob is still not here, I don't think. And I can't even find his name on my list. So... I don't know where his name is or what his other... I don't know if he's got an alternate name or something. I have no clue. But I haven't spotted it, so... I'm just trying to see if I can spot his name on the right side as something else. I don't think I've seen it. Okay. I missed that one, Mr. Spuds. Boom. I got you. Nice. Lewis is on Xbox. Ron's on Xbox. Pooch is not, and neither... No, Kizzo is. Pooch is not. Aaron's invite just crashed my get... What's going on, man? Is this a known bug? Is this known? Why is this happening? Why are people's games crashing upon receiving invitations? There's, as I like to say a lot, there's minimal need. I think everyone has got at least one invite from me at some point. So I'll wait and see how many we actually get in before I get to that point. Sending a high grade style of... Send this over, man. You patch you. This is a weird bug. Games crashing after invites are nuts. 81 bits from Kizzo. Not Kizzo, sorry, from Kieran to Kizzo. I know why it's an 81 bits. I know why it's exactly 81. You better do bits, otherwise you're getting disowned as my teammate. Is that because he is known as Oscar in the graphics? Thank you, by the way, Kieran. You're a legend. Kieran, Kizzo. Confusing, because I'm pretty certain Kizzo is short for Kieran now. So, hang on, yeah, that's true. Hang on, both McLarens are... They are, aren't they? I don't know how I'm going to just clock to that. It's because I never called Kizzo that. Just to check, Kizzo, that is your actual name, right? You're not suddenly called Kizzonius, which is a cool name. I'm assuming not. I'm assuming. Anyway. We'll wait a little minute or two. I think the only people we're missing is Pooch and one more name that is actually here today. Pooch and who else am I seeing? Shout at me if I'm the person who's missing. First of all, so damn, cool. The Kieran's racking the McLarens. I rate it. That's sick. That's sick. Not bad. I can already see the Clips channel in NSL Discord lighting up. I'll look in there in a whole second. It's a good time. Pooch is in. Okay, last scan in. Who am I missing? Is he Romanian? Is Pooch Romanian? Pooch is a Romanian man? Alright, okay. I think the name I am missing in the lobby is... Literally, let me just go for this. F1 Kid, no, wait. Oh, yes, F1 Kid. Okay, good. Normally his name's already there, so I never checked it. Alright, good to go. Let's double check the lobby set up and ready. And yes, the track is not set yet. Didn't tell me that part. Okay, why is Pooch A in a Red Bull? Don't worry about that part, he'll fix that soon. Romanian, don't worry about that either, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I see no issues here. He is clearly Romanian through and through. We are ready to go as soon as Pooch gets to the correct vehicle. I mean, he's getting points for Aston Martin whether he likes it or not. So we'll give him a second. Maybe he'll come to his senses. It's fine. Oh yeah, one shot. No, I forgot one. Thank you. Why are you shouting at me? I'm not readying up yet. Shush. This is scary. Has he switched his car yet? Pooch. Would you like to... If... You know what, that's enough for me. Ready, let's go. Let's go. Music, pin off, get the F1 back on. Let's go. Let's go. That's enough for me. I'm not saying that, because then it's clipped as me saying that. But it says what it says. If you know, you know. If you know, I'm sorry, to be honest. I think that's the more correct answer. Yeah, that's about right. Alright. Let's get the sprint logo off the screen. Get the main one on the way. Got a big race go. Let's go. One shot is stress, but I like it. Time constraints are the main reason we use it, but I think it's cool to have. I like the concept. I like the concept. One shot, no risks. No. All risks or no risk. There's no in between. You can't build up to something unless you've done it before in practice. That's it. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of sick. Music, go away. Weather-wise, we have no clue what we're going to get because we've reset it, of course. We have dynamic between each session. There's no stress of, oh, if it was raining that one, we have to copy it over. We're never doing it. That's him. So it could rain, it might not. I kind of want tire strategies to run because they're exciting around here. So I might just see what happens with whatever we get and enjoy what I have. Rain's going to be fun. The others is going to be good too. I'll give you some stats as far as I run for the screen. Pole position-wise, I've only all been set by one singular human, which is Dylan, who's had many over his seasons. So he's very used to that, but it's one shot. He's had many in a one-shot stage too, but we'll see if that one changes. We've got Josh in, we've got F1 Kid back in. We've got new people in as well, which we have no clue what the proper pace is, because the new Ethan that's dropped in hasn't qualified in a session. So we don't know what happened. They had a clean race, so that's fine. They're probably going to be able to get a full-time seat, which is beautiful seats. We love to see it. Smash my stuff if you want one yourself. But yeah, no clue how quick they normally are. They had damage midway through the race, so they didn't get to make much progression. And it was on a soft chlor mat. They could be a new race winner threat. I like it when there's someone new. No one knows. It's an unknown quantity. Could be a vibe. Before we move. Parfait on. It is dry to wet. We will be there. We will be there. I don't know when it's going to happen. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Championship is going to cook. Oh, we move. Oh, we just strongly move. Points gap, I think. Oh, Josh actually has... I guess there was enough time between me and waffling. Okay, I'll take it. Points gap right now, provisionally, of course, unless something changes in the sprint order, is 16 between the top two. And then a further 12 back to F1 Kid. No points for the fastest pole position time. I know we used to have that a couple of seasons ago when we had a sprint round. We ain't doing that. That's a lot of effort. Let's see what we've got. Let's follow on with a new car if I can finally get to Ethan's name at any point in time. As Ron's... Why is this game like so confused of who I want to follow? It's flipping around so much. I just want to follow on the new one. There we go. Let's get on board for a little bit. Let's see what the new Ethan's got on the track and we'll switch around and see what we've got. So far, Aston Martin 3-4 at the moment. Pooch delivering performances right now. Hovering around the top 4, top 5. Not too bad. First sectors we've got. I have no clue what times are. I have no clue what people are planning to have as times. We'll leave that to be done later on. But so far, Josh is overtaken. Pooch is over... So Pooch is shuffling with his teammate and so is Ethan. And the front two are also switching around. So this is in a complete state of flux right now. No clue. And to be fair, they're not too far away from Ethan in third place. At least visually on the screen. This might not be too far between the top 5. Top 3 at least, close. Top 5 maybe even pretty close. Purple sector given to Dylan's car on his screen. At least on our screen for him. We have no clue if that's actually true. On the big straight, he's got the DRS open and he is in the lead. I have no clue what wings people are running. This could be crucial. Clean air, no DRS and slipstream to help you out, as it's quite powerful in this game, but that'll be the biggest showing to see who's going to obviously have the most top ends. Both the Aston Martins now out of the top 5. Josh is just overtaken for the final corner or two there. I thought that was a bit of a rough one. Sending it through the final one. No way is that committed line. Put him in the top. It hasn't! By a 10th, it's put Josh on pole position. Josh gets his first pole of the season. Then it's Dylan in second. Then we've got, I think that was the new Ethan in third position as well. Not too bad for the top 3. We'll see what the rest of the order is in a hot second. Let's go, let's go. 4 a tenth of a gap. 400ths. Josh P1, Dylan second place. ERT Ethan in third, and then the other Ethan in fourth place. Sorry, now one of you's the other Ethan. P5 for Kizza, which is beautiful stuff. 6 for Spud, 7th for F1 Kid. And then Pooch clearly couldn't stick the lap, because he didn't end up completing one at all. NCFC also down in 9th. Ron and Washcat giving up on their laps earlier on, I guess, so committing to the back of the grid for the race. Not a good showing for the Romanians, but we move. Josh getting his first pole on the board, though. Pretty huge stamp on the grid. We'll see if that one delivers into the big race. You can be happy with that. That's a good stamp after the first 2 races. Now we move. Ethan better than Ethan. Fair enough. Had to send it last. I saw the last few. I saw this commitment for the final. Because I saw the corner before looked a bit scuffy. I didn't see the whole thing, but that's a qualifying session if I do say so myself. We move. It's the usual business. Everyone's saying it's far from a perfect lap. So yeah, everyone's... It doesn't matter. I feel like when everyone says that, it's like you're all basically all off by the exact same amount of time. So it's basically, this is your peak. I like that. The difference between like someone's actual peak and what they can actually deliver on the board when it counts properly in a session. 2 different things. Which is cool. I like it. So Josh on the front. Tyre strategies will give you a little read into once we get into the formation. That because I like waffling. I'm going to read it as if we're not planning to have any rain. Which we are. But I think the tyre strategies will tell me more about when the rain's meant to be coming if it's late. We'll let that decide it, so. We move. Won't rain enough, apparently. We might actually get the time. Okay, so I might get normal. Anyways. Okay. Apart from the fact I now inherit the lead, which is clearly suboptimal. Right. Suboptimal to be in the lead. That's crazy. I want to be in the win in the race, man. Crazy stuff. Formation lap is on the board. Right. Let me take you through the waffle and the antics of all the business. First and ladies and gentlemen, I might have a contender for Sonny Hayes of the week. On his first race in. Not ideal. Not ideal. We might have some competitors for that one. Okay. Alright. Quick spin off the start. Anyways, let me actually get to the tyres now. So we've got hard tyres for most on the grid. The tyre strategies are basically, if it was a normal dry session the whole way through, a 1-stop's an option. I believe it's the quickest one, but the 2-stop isn't exactly far away, and if you have a VSC, that saves you a little bit of time off. The 2-stop of a medium hard or a medium hard medium, whichever way you want to do it, obviously switch those 2 around, is doable. But I think the preferred option is probably the 1-stop using a medium and a hard, which clearly most of the grid have gone for the hard tyre first, and I'm assuming that's to try and goal hang for that possible rain. The rain obviously is on approximate, so if the game says it's coming late in the race, it could still be coming way earlier than that. We don't know at all. So yeah, we'll see if those people on the hard times end up getting one stop straight onto some wet tyres, or if they're just going to run that alternate strategy compared to the rest of the people. It's obviously going to be pain if there's an early safety car. That's the pain of being on the long tyre to go long. Early safety car from lap 1, lap 2. Most of those people are going to be stuck either having to commit to not pitting and let everyone get a free stop on them. You get the gist. It's going to be rough. Pit loss, I think, is about 23 seconds. 23 seconds it is. So we'll see how that plays out. Ethan, by the way. On a medium tyre behind the front two. As I said, an unknown in terms of speed. In fact, let me have a load up on my phone. I want to see the exact quali times on the board. How far away was it? Because I don't think it was much. Was it 4 tenths? I want to see. That's a thing. Can you pay out the sprint? Oh yeah, I can do that in a second. I got you. It was 4 tenths. Okay, so I don't know if that's an apt gap or not. We'll see. I lost all audio for a second. I was confused. It's so far away. The thingy audio just said, no, we're not doing it. Most of the cars are up and ready to go. DRS disabled, of course. The lights are on the boards. And as always, as we do at the start of the race, Kizzo's on a jump start. And we are racing in China. Kizzo's on a jump start immediately. That's going to totally ruin his start off the race. Josh keeps the lead at the moment between Dylan and Ethan following behind. Ethan and Sons trying to keep the 3rd or 4th place, but F1 Kid's not going to make that one easy as he tries to have a go. And Ethan in the Aston Martin is not letting the front two have a nice run. He might be putting these two under pressure immediately. Beautiful scenes. Both Ethan still in 3rd or 4th. Pooch lifting behind to try and get 4th place off the Ferrari. And the Ethan in the Aston Martin. They're cooking. These Aston Martins are absolutely going. Ethan, 2nd place. Pooch, 4th place. Ethan in the Ferrari, trying to cut down the inside. It's 3 wide for a second, as F1 can sniffing his nose in as well. There's a lot going down in the middle of the pack. Let's get position changes on the board for a little bit. 4 positions gained from... Pooch is totally cooking. There's nothing you can say against that. He's cooking. Genuinely on the board, doing bits and cooking. Oh, no, he's gone wide, as I've mentioned that. I believe maybe to leave more space than going wide. As F1 can try to send a move down the inside. So I think, though, on this early sit rep, those medium tyres are working. Compared to the rest, they are working. As the tyre delta between each tyre is huge. I don't know if it's huge, but it's noticeable with the tyre wear. I don't think you're going to want to be wasting that delta sitting behind a car for too much longer as Ethan sets his way past. Now, with a known territory like Josh and Dylan and F1 Kid, they all know how each other races. They're going to race each other the same. And they know they can take risks, how hard they can push. I'm assuming, as we've seen earlier, Dylan and Josh now know how hard they can push against each other based off what we've got. But against a newbie, you have no clue. Do you play safe? Can you afford to take it risky and hope they know you're going to be always taking moves? You don't know. You can figure out over a race, and maybe they found out in a couple laps, but like, you simply don't know if this Aston Martin's going to hold you up on these mediums. How long until those mediums age off? They're due to pit around lap 11-ish if it's a 1-stop. Earlier's lap 6 if you're on a 2-stop. That's such a difference in tyre life if you want to do for 1 or 2. So we'll find out as there's been a spin further back. That's between Mr. Spuds as Kidzo's into the pits. Is he into the pits? In and out, I think, to serve his drive-through. Yep, because he hasn't changed his tyres. Spuds also, unfortunately, round, taking the infield roads. Eventually rejoining the actual track. I'm assuming he's going to get away with no penalty because he's gone so long way around. I'd assume he would. That is a train forming slightly... I want to say... I mean, they're all towing behind the Aston, but the biggest gap between any of them is between Josh and the next car ahead. But they're all going to be in enough gap that DRS are going to be helpful for them all. So I don't know if anyone's holding anyone up here, but there's 2 medium tyres sat in here having a go. There's nowhere near, like... It's nowhere near early enough to call a race winner or contenders for the race win yet. We have absolutely no clue. So we're full on board. The Season 9 champ of Dylan who's looking down the inside. At least making Josh think about it, who did move a tiny bit. I don't think the move was to counter what Dylan was doing. I think it was more him doing the same thing to the Aston Martin of Ethan. Make him think about a move just in case he balls. No mind games. No mind games. Spice. I like it. I like Bine's journalism. I mean, Fabrizio Dende's journalism. I don't know who Bine is. Hi, Bine. You're different. It's fine. Side by side. Dylan West going to... Oh, my lord. He is not going to try and go around the outside of 1 and 2 cars. He's done, Josh. He's absolutely done, Josh. He isn't going to take the risk and go down the inside of Ethan as well. That could have been a beautiful move. Has to settle for 1. Josh done in so far, but that's not going to be done just yet. Josh can set his move of his own. down the inside if he wants to. Gives him a love tap on the way, which almost forces Dylan to make a move himself on Ethan, because he was just coming in with too much speed. Second time I've seen Josh misjudged slightly on braking there. It's not the only person who's done it, but just the second time I've put it on board myself. Hello, F1 kid. Racing aggressively as he usually does on a fresh medium tyre. Well, I don't know how fresh it is at this moment. Gaps being squeezed, Josh being put under pressure with a tightening gap. Pooch having a look down the outside. And this is what happens. It gets mixy in the middle of the pack if everyone's close enough. It gets real mixy. It can all switch up. One slight move, a little love tap on the way through. Now Ron's going to probably have a look. Ron's going to do more than that. Isn't out side by side with Josh. Is he ahead yet? He's side by side. He is. For now ahead. They're both going to have DRS, but I think they don't. Oh, they do. But Josh just has way more speed in a straight line. When there's a grid this close, you cannot afford to make a little error, because you can drop from second to sixth to whatever. It's crazy. Looks like Ethan's medium tyres did bits to get him to the front, but it's not enough to pull away and like get a nice comfy, at least DRS-free gap. He's going to have to work for this one from this point onwards and see what he can do. Dylan, though, has decided he's not waiting enough time. Those medium tyres will wear quickly. Even a soft would wear, so those mediums are under pressure to stay intact as tyres. Dylan up into P1. The Haas is now funneling through to try and get a 1-2 on the board as early as they can. But I think, yeah, the medium tyres have had their best time on the board. That's a spin for Washcat on the big straight. He returns. He's back on the track. Screaming to be back on iRacing, I understand. Don't worry, just a couple more laps to go. End plate damage on the front left as well. Not an ideal set of circumstances. We've got a whole train of 7 cars. Look at this. Look at this. This is peak NSL. 7-car train at the front. Looking nice. A couple of them struggled in just for now. Lewis, NTSC, Mr. Spuds, Washcat, and Kizzo are the only ones dropped in. One of them with a drive-through from the start. And the rest, I think, just either got involved in stuff or had a moment or two of their own. But the rest firmly sat in this beautiful train on this off-board, which looks nice. Only the audio sounded nice in this game. I want the actual in-game car audio. Please. Revert that one day. I'd love it. We're getting bored with Pooch for this one. Gap to first and second. Showing, I think, that the hard sides are starting to become the quicker ones of the board, which means second, third, and fourth about to get put under pressure. Pooch, though, is currently safe from behind and lifts and waits. He's not willing to get himself into any stress and pressure. But the front two want to. Did he get a little moment? He's still round. I thought he had almost gone round entirely there. I think he just had a bit of a wiggle at the rear of his car. And that's Ethan is making sure that this isn't done easily yet. Tyres might say this is done, but on track it's not done yet. Side by side into turn 1. You want to take the risk of going all the way around the outside again? Oh, look how close those front wheels are closing in. They could easily clip at any point in time. Finn Dillon will claim the high ground at least for there, but he might get the switcheroo. He covers that one off nicely. Side by side further back is Josh starting to make his way back up the field again. He's now ahead of Pooch. And he might even go for a double move immediately on F1 Kid. He goes for a half move-ish. And it works out to go alongside. I think he wanted a bigger dive, but there was slight movement happening ahead of him. So he kind of had to make that just a semi-send, if you know what I mean. That is a thing Walsh got now properly into the pits to fix that end plate damage that they had before. His whole top 6 is switching. If you want a position change again, front 2 of up 1. F1 Kid's now up 4 positions. Josh is down 3, obviously, from pole. Pooch is up 3. Ron's up 4. He's still in that battle as well. He's there. He's not really moved from the back of this train, but you don't have to, particularly to gain, and he's on the better tyre, I'd say, right now, so he can chill. And I'd expect anyone who's going to be trying, though, two-stop strategy if they want the gamble. It is 7 seconds slower, but if anyone wants to try it, a lap or 2 is the game window that we'll want to see. I reckon in that point, someone on the mediums will say, I'll have a go, but I don't know what the rain's saying. If it's enough of their mind to say we need to be on a one-stop. That's a good chance to catch people lacking, though. If they're too busy worrying about that and extending stints that have no right to be extended, you could just go in any strategy that's quicker than that, even if it's a 7 second slower 2-stop, and you still might beat them. It's one of those days. It's one of those days, as if one kid now passes Ethan, which Dylan will probably be quite happy about, because he'd probably be quicker than his teammate, tyre delta-wise at least. Pace-wise, I have no clue, as he's been pushed all the way through the corners. Ethan's got a lot of extra speed he wants to use. But yeah, that might just give a little bit of a buffer to Dylan. Big snap from Ethan. I think that's going to put him to the back of the train now as well. That's unfortunate. These lot are pushing hard now. Ron's trying to go down the inside of Pooch. He's going to get a chance in. The hard tyre runners are slowly prevailing. think Ron will get that move done. He's not fully finished yet. Little love tap on the way through the corner as well. I think he'd got the move done, though. He just kind of claimed the track. He wasn't, I think he was enough ahead of that one. Bit close, but they get away with those moments. Into 4th place, Ron goes. Ethan's now down into 6th with the Aston Martins at the back of the train. Hello, Josh. Don't know if everyone could think about it. 2.1 second gap. I think this might be the biggest showing of tyres not doing well anymore levels. Which otherwise means Josh and everyone behind might queue up behind F1 Kid for a quick pass down the end of the straight. How many might pass him is probably a better question. DRS is going to get open. How much is he going to defend this one? As much as he can, but I'm not sure there is much more he can do. He might only lose one. And it is only one he's going to lose. 3rd place for F1 Kid. 2nd for Josh. 1.8 second gap coming to the end of the straight. 1.5 coming out of the corner, though. So that's what Josh got to work with to chase back down Dylan, I should say. And anyone else wants to get back in that train, namely probably Ron tyre-wise. Got to pass F1 Kid quite quickly. I like this. I just want to say... Sorry? Sorry? I was busy to do waffle because I didn't think anyone was going to make a move. I was ready to waffle. F1 Kid's going for it again. This is aggressive battling once again, side by side. I was ready to waffle saying just a quick interlude while they're not speaking. I'll shut up. I'll shut up and wait. This is still another opportunity. Is he going to cover the inside? He doesn't. No way he's going to think of a move there. I thought he might. The gap was a bit too big. Hello, Ron. Hello, my son. Into the battle he joins as well. I don't think he judges that one braking-wise well. Assuming no one gets damaged, not really any harm done, but that could have been a lot worse than it was, and that's a wide moment from Josh. This is cinema between these lot in the train. And Dylan, once again, reaping the rewards of surviving and doing well off lap 1. Qualifying, obviously, in the sprint, he was just behind a lot of cars and had to work his way through, but did the business. And from this start, he wasn't in the lead, managed to get the lead eventually, and has made his gap pay off. Obviously, you get a little bit of luck in there if you can make your way through and get past some instance, but now you have to make your own luck to a certain extent, so I'd have to say he's done a good job initially, because he could have absolutely been in this train and at least made your chances of being in the lead later annoying. Not done, but just annoying as F1 Kid. Just high to 2nd place, as the cars behind just concertinaing over and over again, as you can see. You just never know if someone's going to hit someone or not. There's Ron just taking a little lap line through that corner. Through the final one we go. Who's going to try and set us up for a move into turn 1? It's very open. Turn 1's a beautiful... No, what are we doing 3 wide? I'm sniffing 3 wide. For a second, I think they wanted to do it. Josh goes back into 2nd place. And I think Ron and F1 Kid was starting to touch. I think F1 Kid wanted to try and make a re-attempt onto Josh, but Ron was already alongside, so you couldn't go anywhere. I don't know what to call any of this. The Aston Martin's still lurking behind. Probably for the best for those two. Just due to the fact that their tyres are probably the worst. Including F1 Kids, but he's still making it work. They're the slowest out of the bunch, as that's a little wide moment for Ethan. I'm not sure if he caught the grass. Slid into the gravel on the exit as a result, but he's now dropped quite a bit of time. 8 laps into the race, he's dropped 3.3 seconds to that train. He's going to have to work hard to get back in it, because that DRS would have been pulling those guys along as much as they needed it to, which is a lot. Keep them with those guys. Ron switching positions with F1 Kid again. There's Pooch having a little sniff. Not going for it just yet. Staying where he is. Half-second gap coming onto this straight. This is great. 3.6 second gap, because surprisingly, shuffling positions, it's entertaining as hell, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But for these lot, they all know they're losing hemorrhaging time off the board. And they don't need to be doing this, but you can't not do it. If you don't do it, you're just going to be at the back of the train. And then what? Then what? You're just sat in 6th place, not doing anything. Ron is now in 2nd place. The amount of people we've had sniffing 2nd position on the board has been different. On the exit, though, that Ferrari has done very well, but who's going to be given the room to go for it? Just waits and lets Ron go ahead. Ron didn't have the best exit, though, and it kind of ruined Josh's exit as a result, which means we're sniffing a 3 wide in NSL again. The Haas and the Ferrari both get past. Josh goes a little bit wide as he's washing around the corner. F1 Kid might try and take the inside again. The amount of times we're going to be saying this today is crazy. Claims the high ground once again. He's not even fully claimed the high ground yet. It's not done. F1 Kid's still going for 2nd place. What a race China is for the front battles. What a race. Medium tyres, I feel like by now, have no right. John, are you kidding me? Ron is trying to take the lead. I've almost called him John. You know what? Ron John Kirk. The lad has managed to try and take 2nd place. And he has done it. That is honestly a nice move. We'll give him that. We'll give him that one highly. Josh is now down to 5th out of all this one. Pooch is sniffing a chance, but he can't get around there. That was opportunistic, and I think that was very, very sweet. Ron is silently, that's a bad exit for F1 Kid. Just going to force those guys to go back a bit. Might save Ron for the move later. Ron has accidentally, whether he wanted or not, been doing some beautiful e-racing since he's joined NSL full-time now. Like, he's driving some good business. Whether on raw pace he can do this or not, it doesn't matter. He's doing it in the races when other people aren't, and getting his opportunity moves in there. I've got to take that. Tip a hat to it, bow, all the good stuff. I don't be nice to this man often, so we'll give him that love. Now they're all queuing up behind F1 Kid, but I think the gaps were just big enough that they didn't have to worry about anything. They even got close to Ron by the end of it. How in the world they did that? I don't know. 5.3 second gap. Will any of these four start to think about an alternate tyre strat as there's Josh going wide, trying to avoid a track limit penalty for going wide? And let's find out if he has. Let's get a track limit warning check on the cars. Dylan's got 1 to his name. Ron has 3, but doesn't have a penalty. So I assume one of those was for contact and 2 of them was actually for a track limit warning. So sure. F1 Kid's got 1, Pooch has not got any, and Josh has not got any. And how has Ethan got 3? So I'm assuming, yeah, some of those are for contact on lap 1 and the rest are actually normal track limit stuff. We can probably read it properly in the incidents page, but there'll be a few stuff in there. So we'll look for that later as Ethan has hopped into the pits onto his hard tyres. Roughly in line with when I expected a one-stop to start taking place between a medium and a hard. So we'll see what that leads him out to. Gap between the leaders and him is 33 seconds. So 10 seconds to gain before he's in the window of, okay, if any of you leaders pit, you're in my way and you're going to have to deal with me before you overtake and win, / try and overtake and win. Ethan could win it from there. So his traffic management from that point is going to be huge. He's only got 1 to 2 cars that he's got to worry about until then. He might catch Ethan in the Ferrari, and then we'll have an Ethan off, I guess. But in the meantime, he's just got NCFC and the Alpine to deal with. If he can pass that cleanly enough, then he should be fine. But any any slow traffic on alternate strats, he's slowing you down slightly, and they've had the right to beat us. You've got to put some work in to see what you can do, as Pooch and Josh, I think, are swapping positions, but we'll stay on board with this. Nothing just yet. That's a love tap. Just a slight love tap. They're going fine. Those positions are still going the same. Ethan's still following in alongish, and then Maddie's... I was in flow state. You've just thrown it. Go away. Stop. Stop. You're not a cat. You're not a cat. Hi, Maddie. Hi. Stop. I was in flow state. You threw me off the card. You threw me off all the cards. I didn't like it. Ethan is finally ahead of Lewis. He's up to P7. I'm glad that translated. Yeah, did you have a rough time typing that? Just a tiny bit. It's fine. It's fine. How are we? How are we? I hope we're good. Talk to me. Talk to me. We need to know. Yeah, these top 4 are cooking right now in this trade. It's not even top 4, sorry, the top 5, but this 4 trade is cooking. Not at all? What does that mean? What on earth is Josh doing in a Ferrari? Josh always racing a Ferrari in NSL. This season he does, sorry. Yeah, that's genuine. He's now in a Ferrari. He moved. He moves. A couple position changes happen. Don't talk to me, man. Don't talk to me. Go away. I've decided I don't want to speak to you anymore. It's been nice to you. Not having it. Not having it. Present's cancelled. Right. Back into this trade again. To this straight. I'm going to waffle out on that one before I get in trouble for it. That's Pooch getting dropped back a tiny bit. 8 temps gap's a little bigger than he wants. I'm not sure what mistake he's made, but that might be a little painful later on, as that's F1 Kid sizing up a move. Hello, Josh. Thought he might do something then. Josh didn't do it. Now it's a free wide opportunity. This might not end well if they're not all nice to each other, because you all can't fit through this next corner. And they sorted it out eventually. Okay, Josh is not kidding with this movement. He's racing for the races right now. Boots into the pits. He's given up a little bit of time in thought of taking an earlier stop on his mediums. We'll see if any of these guys respond to it, because they don't need to on these hard tyres for a little bit. That's a love tap with some possible damage soon. Ron trying to take it around the inside of Josh's car. He's so far got the move done, and he has. Oh, and they've collided with the tyres! The tyre model has taken them both off the roads! I swear they've seen 2 or 3 cars do that today, and it's not happened, and that's the time it does. Oh, that's pain for the pair of them. They've both been racing immaculately until that point. Some great racing, and now they've both been dropped away. There's no fault of their own. There's nothing either of them did wrong. They just got done in by the tyre model, I want to say. And now they've both dropped some time away. 1.7 to Ethan is now in 3rd place, who's 3.5 away from F1 Kid. That's the 4 train dispersed. It's now about strategies from this point onwards. F1 Kid now has a nice gap that he can probably slot into. Where's he pit into if he does? Where's the slot? 23 seconds. What's that? 23%, 30 some seconds? He'd slot in behind Pooch, I think, after a stop. Just roughly around the Pooch area, so he might take the opportunity soon. Depends what he's going for. You don't want to be on those mediums too long. They will hurt your life, which is pain. I'm good, been idly writing, but just about to try and do some watching because my mum's had to put a load on when the clothes horse is Is that what it's called? No way that's actually what it's called. I've never known this. I know what you mean, but okay, fair enough. Yeah. Sure. Say hi to Mumsy. Say hi to Mum. You know what? Just say wink. Just say wink to him. That's a genuine question, please do it. I think I know what you mean, Mark. I think I've heard it before. It makes sense. Anyways, back onto the action. Ron and Josh are gonna carry on probably jostling. I feel like they would probably want to just settle in and try and close that gap before they do that, but I don't think they care. And they just want to, well, don't know which one of them doesn't care. One of them probably doesn't care and just wants to go for the battle and see what position you gain. Dylan's absolutely nice in his position, just have to deliver clean laps from this point onwards. And hope no safety cars happen. Dylan has been done on the wrong side of a safety car on VSC many a time in NSL, and the first time I remember it happening was Season 9 in China. And nothing he could do. Got done in, Razin and Co. started to breeze past him and got a better result because they just was on a better tyre. Timing-wise, couldn't have been worse. So it's not done yet. Dylan could still have his race completely unravelled. Right now he's in the hot seat for it. He's on the hot lap as well, so he's just tactically burning his battery along this lap. He's got a lot of it. Doesn't need to hold on to it. Why not? You're not helping? What? Oh, she can't. Hi! Hi, Manny's household. This is making it to the end of someone. That's crazy. Oh, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's fun. I hope she's well for real, of course. Don't worry. You'll know before then, Manny. You'll know, or at least by then. It's fine. Don't worry about it at all. It's good. Oh, that's a bit of Kerbage usage that Josh doesn't want to be using. They've caught Ethan by a couple tenths of a second over the last few laps, so they should eventually catch him again. Will they catch him by the time they want to make a stop, is the question? I mean, if it's lap 11 for the mediums, leaving you, what, 17 laps, you're going to probably want to pit around lap 17-ish off your hard tyres, so they're not going to be pitting for another 4 or so laps, so you can afford to catch up and have another jostle. Ferrari versus Williams, so the battle can keep going. And at this rate, I think they probably will catch. Let's see the first set of comparisons, at least on this run. 25.1 and the 5.3, so half a second quicker. And he's with India. So he's gonna be so stressed, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I can't tease you anymore about it because unfortunately I've got a waffle for this. I'll do that later. Anyways, big up to Manny's mum. Yeah, that's all I have to say. He knows why. Maybe. Allegedly. I don't know. It's fun time. It's fun time. I like this game. On to the big straight they got there, and all 3 of them in DRS. Let's see what they got. Yellow flag further back for the McLaren of Kizzo, I think. In the wall, but not out of the race. And after the pit exit, which means you can't... A pit entry, to say, which means you can't do anything about that damage. No VSC safety car for him stopping so long. But he has an end plate missing. I suspect he'd done an Albon off the final corner, if you remember that, from when he reserved in a race once for the Toro Rosso, I think it still was then. Yeah, spun around, caught the grass, I'm going to guess. End plate's now off his front wing. Unfortunately, he was used to that before, but I don't think he wants that in a long race. He also hadn't pitted yet, which is nuts. I'm not sure how he... Has he pitted and I've just missed this? Has he had an early lap 1 stop? No, he still hasn't pitted, so that's crazy business. Kinda respect it. Hello, Ethan and Ron. Pulling off the undercut on Josh. People moving the aggressive moves... Well, Josh moving aggressively on this race, and to be fair, I can see it. He's definitely taking some bigger risk and going for it, which I like to see. Props to him, he's doing it well. Doing it absolutely well. And the rest of them are taking it to him on strategy. Medium tyres from lap 15 to the end. Doable, as we've seen on Kizzo's car. Physically doable. Pace-wise, I don't know, but the undercut will definitely be powerful. I know you can gain a heap of time if you simply just pull off a comfortable lap or 2 on your outlap. These two got to make sure they don't fight. It's their best interest, if they both want to pass Josh, to just drive normally. Slipstream passage over easily, and then get the fast laps and deal with a position later if they're really going to do that, I don't know. And then they're good. If someone's faster, go for it. But I don't know about that one. Let's get the leader gap between them. 34 seconds. 13. I think they are just perfectly within by like a second or two of Josh's pit window. So I'm not sure Josh even needs interest in reacting. It doesn't look like he's burning big amounts of batteries. It looks like he's chilling in second. I don't think he's using this as a moment to go. He's happy with his own strategy, which means he's happy to go behind them for a bit. See if that actually ends up paying out. I mean, strategies, both sides work. You can pit early, but then you obviously have a disadvantage later. Tyre wear is huge. 2 laps can mean a lot by the end of the race, so... I mean, it'd be more like 2-3 laps, actually, of tyre wear extra. So, we'll see. If a safety car comes out, though, and they both have position on him, then they all pit, then that's a lot of if, buts, and maybes and absolutes. And Dylan's into the pits. On lap 15. Now Josh would love a safety car. Josh would absolutely love one. That would be perfect, scenes. Dylan in for his stop, can absolutely pick and choose when he wants it, as Ron gets a never chat limit penalty on his ones. 1 in a sprint, 1 in a race. Yeah, Dylan in, as I say, can just pick when he wants to hop in. Perfect traffic management, gets ahead of a lapped car, I should say, of the McLaren, but ahead of Pooch as well. No one need to worry about that. 8.6 seconds to close into Josh. He's gonna probably, I don't know, do you worry about closing that quickly? Do you think there's gonna be a safety car at any point? I don't know. There's still that rain that's technically meant to come, I assume, by what everyone's doing strategy-wise, right at the end of the race. So it's gonna be like a lap or two, if at all. And then it's not really gonna be worth rain or into or wet tyres, I should say. It's gonna be one of those. I have suspicion. We'll see how that one cooks anyways. Lewis into the pits, NUSC in the Alpine onto some medium tyres for the rest of his race. So everyone's kind of taking their stops early, probably half forced by each other doing a slightly earlier stop, meaning everyone's strategy's pulled up a lap or two. No one's on the optimal time I'd expect anyone to pull off a one stop on the other way around. Ethan's out of the race with a big crash off the end of the straight, and oh boy, there's the cheap safety car that anyone might have needed and wanted. Out of those middle tricky corners in the middle sector, which can easily do that. I feel for him because I have done that many a time. Safety car has been called. Where are the cars on track? All of them are behind the thing. Dylan West, 42. China and safety cars. A match made in hell. I don't know what it is, but he sees them on a regular basis. I do actually feel for that bad luck. So Josh is into the pits. He will probably still come out behind Dylan. But, I mean, the main thing between those two is that the gap's now nothing. Dylan worked up an easy gap, and now it's down to nothing. For anyone else behind, though... I mean, do these cars come in again? Yeah, they all come in again. They've got a new set of medium. This is just painful for anyone who had a nice lead built up at the start. Yellow hard work's gone. It's going to be down to nothing. You could see cars taking risks like soft compound tyres as Pooch is on his car. Oh, Lord! I didn't think we'd be seeing that. Okay, brand new mediums I suspect are going to go on every single car. Even going on a hard tyre. I guess he didn't have any new mediums left. I surely think he would have. I guess he just doesn't feel like they'd be nice to the end of the race, but I would have taken a risk. Maybe. No, unfortunately, because we still haven't found an easy, clean way to communicate to everyone to say, let you pass, let everyone go off track to do it. I wish we did, because I don't like the fact that if you're lapped, you're done. We just don't have a way of cleanly doing it yet that we like, so unfortunately not. Which is pain. I hate that. That's the one thing I want the game to have, a proper unlapping system under the safety car. But the safety car doesn't work half the time anyway, so if that will happen, I don't know. That's pain. Most of the cars have all taken a stop. In fact, every car has taken a stop except someone who just recently pitted, which I think was just the likes of NCSC, Spuds, Kizzo, and Dylan, notably. So the gaps are all neutralised. Dylan had the pace to run away, though, but now the hard work is... Oh, hello. I've just spotted the lapped car is between the front two. Okay. I mean, that's only gonna be worrying for like 2-3 seconds off the restart because you can't pull away, and obviously Dylan can kind of dictate when he wants to go, and no one can pass Kizzo at that point, even if he saw whatever. But that's a notable thing. That could help. He's gonna need that for his side, so Josh isn't right on him, as it seems like he's got the pace to be alright on him, at least with clean air. That might be worrying. Yeah, Dylan's had a nice run, and now I'm going to have to show his muscle again, see what he can get doing. Josh and Pooch, though, Pooch, he's gone for a Mazda, is what he's done. Pooch has gone row with a soft. Now, on any other racetrack that has any normal amount of soft tyre wear, that is an absolutely normal call. It's a risk. You might get to, like the last 3 laps of the race, and then they're probably worse, but you gain so much at the start. It's going to be so huge. At this racetrack, the soft tyre is usable roughly up to where the safety car is now. There. Then at that point, they're now used and should be taken off your car. That's how long they last at China. So the risk of using them on a restart, considering the restart process itself takes like 2 laps, not for speed, but 2 laps of something, is risky. Go big or go home. Who's not a good race? I don't know if he wanted to take such a risk. I thought he might have gone for a medium and just played it safe, but maybe he thinks he needs to do something. Which I have to respect at least that playthrough thinking, so he will try and do just that. We'll find out. We'll find out. I should also note with the ghosted car, the lapped car, I mentioned what I was going to say. Pitcher's car is not a lapped car. I don't know why I'm saying Pitcher's car. Kizzo's car will go ghosted. It's just a point of, on the restart before the line, depending on when someone goes at the end of the lap, you simply can't pass him, and that just might get a tiny bit annoying. It's not a ghosted AI car, which is the worst, but might just hold you up, catch you off guard, and I'm hoping not many people try and accidentally go past it, then they all have to funnel behind, Constantina braking, and someone's trying to accelerate, and then you have Magello vibes. Don't think we're going to get that purely because the person who's lapped is a real person. They're not someone who's not got brain cells, because there's a smart lad, he'll be fine. I doubt anything bad's going to happen, so we're all good. Will we have a safety car in this lap, or is it going to gift us one more, which is painful for... It's probably, for the best anyone, it's probably good for Ethan on a harder tyre. It is staying out, unless it's going to pull in right at the end. It's good for Ethan because, as I said, medium tyres basically at this track are softs, and hard tyres are mediums. That's what I take them as. So those soft tyres after a few laps of normal running will not be the best, and a hard tyre will fall back some pace deficit. But I don't think it's going to be as much. It's only a lap or 2 compared to them, so I'm not really sure. Pooch needs this in now. Consider your timbers shivered. Josh is scared. Yeah, I wonder, to be fair, Josh giving advice to Pooch, or just worried about Pooch taking big risks behind him because he knows he's honest? I don't know. I think it's both. Vying for his own safety and wanting the best for Pooch, probably. I can see both sides. I can see them all. Reminder's over on also has a track limit pen, so he's going to be the one that... Oh, hello. The clouds have just descended. Have you noticed a tinge of grey cloud covered the track just then? Now, I do believe, if we reminded before, there was rain. Now, I'm going to revoke all my statements and say, yes, Pooch is on the wrong tyre, etc., blah, blah, blah. But if rain is due in a couple laps, and it's only going to be due in like 2 or 3 laps, then a soft tyre ain't looking too bad an option, because that will be still quickest for 2 or 3 laps. I will be keenly looking on the dashes of cars and seeing if I spot a little raindrop or 2. Who knows if it's going to rain quickly enough to make a difference, but like if a rain arrives, it can make people think, make them twitchy, overthink, start clicking the buttons with Mark saying what's the best tyre, what's the pit window, and wait for him to say, not sure which tyres are the best, sort of vibes. We'll see if we get there. If we'd have got one more lap under the safety car, that would have probably been ideal for anyone goal hanging for a possible bit of rain, which I don't think anyone's going to get, as F1 Kid is harassing Pooch in terms of distance on the track. Almost did Verstappen alongside, but he can't, so he's almost still doing it. We've got to restart our hands, chat. 1 lap all the mediums for Dylan ahead of Josh. Everyone else behind on pretty much the same age tyres, Barf, Spuds and Kizzo. Hard tyres for 2 of the cars, soft tyres for 1 of the cars. The front 2 get to go in it again, but they've got a lapped car in between them, so technically there's at least a tiny, tiny buffer of time for Dylan to do his magic, to Josh to, negate any magic, and for any of the bad luck to ensue and do their thing. No rain falling on any of the noses of the cars. A bumpy ass straight. Jesus Christ, they're just going left and right, and the cars are just vertically moving so much. But they're moving... Now there's been collisions on the right. I believe people are following far too closely under the safety cars. We'll see if that's a removable at the end, or if that's just a he's hit the car, but that's happened. Is Dylan gone? He has. He's booked it. He's absolutely gone. We'll get Bobby Kizzo for a second, because that's the gap I want to see. The gap's going to get quite big if they don't pass in quickly, and he can't until the straight's done. Across the line we go when we're racing. Now everyone can finally start overtaking cars. Obviously, it's a ghost car, so it's fine. But I think the timing of that, because he didn't have to catch out Josh. He had to catch out Kizzo, being the car behind. Oh my lord, I think Dylan's pulled the blind of a strategy. That's unlucky. You just can't predict a lapped car to be there. And obviously, you've got to react to the lapped car. That's the physical car ahead of you, not the next car that's in the lead, and ignore it completely. 2.1 second gap. Pooch is in second position. Is he going for it? The soft tyres are cooking. He's gone. He's gone like the wind. Aston Martin's cooking into second position. Pooch for at least a lap or two is making the moves work. And now the rest of them have got to fight for it. It's actually happened. For at least a lap or two, Pooch has made the great call. This is absolutely going to backfire if no rain comes down. Or if he hasn't got the greatest defending on the planet. But for the meantime, it's working out. Rest of the grids, we've got Josh in third, F1 Kid in fourth, Ron in fifth, Ethan in sixth place. Reminder, Ron's obviously got the track limit pen. So, Lewis has got 10 seconds for a collision and a safety car. No clue if that's justified or not. I have to assume it is because the game says it is, but we'll figure out if it isn't later. 8 tenths of a second gap. Toes being broken, ankles being rolled. Josh is close enough to possibly think about the same, but F1 Kid's already going to do his own. Oh, he almost collided with the Aston Martin, let alone that. Wait! No, there's not another safety car. I believe this thingy's just glitched from before. It did his last race. Side by side for the final corner. Jesus Christ. Fastest lap for Dylan. Yeah, the graphic just sometimes lingers on after the safety car restart and stays. It's not on... I think after a lap, it should reset and go back. But there is definitely not a safety car out on track. I can confirm that. No one's made a crash happen already. Ron has decided, I'm not waiting for you to make a move, F1 Good on Josh. I'm doing it myself. He goes ahead. And now it's his turn to have a go. Half second gap, though, between... Oh, hello. I've just seen spits of rain on the ground on lap 21. That is more than enough time for rain to develop. That is more than enough time. We might see an actual safety car in a minute at this point. 2.2 gap for Dylan to Pooch. Perfect. Exactly what he needed. He just got to keep doing his business and running away. And at least it gives him some more thinking time between what's falling from the ground. Pooch is in second. He was playing for this rain 100%. He was like... I didn't even see the vision myself at first, but he was going, let me get ahead, track position, and hope probably the rain falls. And then, boom, I'll be in the lead before everyone has to pit again. Or at least probably run a better tyre for the rain, because I feel like the softer the tyre in general, it's just normally better for when the rain's falling. Might change in a lap or second, but like he's at least here right now. Pooch. Pooch with the weave! Pooch with the weave! Josh, you're going to have to go take second place off his hands regardless, though. I respect it. Bit of aggressive weave, and if it had gone any further, I think stewards might have had to look into that, but that was just on the borderline of entertainment. And vibes, and getting a pen. He'll take that one. Stays in third place for now. He's now got Ron in his hands if he can possibly do something about him. 69 bits from Renee, thank you very much, sir. Go speak to your fellow cat that's apparently washed. He's currently sitting in 6th place, chilling, as there's Ron trying to sniff down the inside of Pooch's car. If he's got the grip to go around the outside of him. He does. They're all both sliding. Little nudge. Sliding enough, but I think it's going to be still enough of a move to be done by Ron's car. They're still side by side. They're still not done yet. I feel like the grip's going to be an advantage Ron, though. Williams is going to get ahead, takes P3, and gives P4 to Pooch for his hands. It's pain. Yeah, it reset for us in Jeddah. That's why I'm saying it. We had it in Jeddah's exact glitch, and it did eventually go away after a lap or two. That's the only reason I assume it might. Maybe we've got a new bug. I don't know. It's fine. We'll find out. I would love to see if anyone makes an early play call for an intermediate tyre. At the front, surely, I mean, the front two have surely got to be like, we're just going to, if you stay out, I'll stay out. So I doubt we're going to see Dylan or Josh in as the first people to do it, if it rains enough. But there's enough time for it to be rain. Like, lap 21 is more than enough time till the end of the race to become wet enough that you need it into. At least get to the transition point, where for at least maybe a lap or so as F1 Kid gets past, and Ron goes side by side with Josh, and Josh is now in third place as Ron gets himself in second, but he's not got the best exit. Side by side for this final corner. This always ends well. They're going to stick it. They're going to stick it. Ron had to yield just by the end of it. Pooch drifting across the board. DRS is still enabled. The Mercedes drifting around the back. Rowlick is moving around the gaff. We've got Ethan trying to make a move as well. Further ahead, we've got Ron retaking second. Reminder, again, he still has a penalty. He's not getting this on track, but helpful for everyone else. The more he keeps doing that to hold Josh up and mean he can't pull away and run away, F1 Kid's got a nice advantage for that. So has Pooch. So has Washcat and Ethan and all the rest behind if they can start closing the gap in just a little bit. We'll see. a reminder again, still no safety car. No one's crashed out or anything since the previous one about 4 or 5 laps ago at this point. I was going to say 6 laps, probably a bit too much. 3.8 gap between Ron and Dylan. So far, he survived the first safety car for the first time. That's gone against his favourite and actually stayed in the lead of it by the end of it. That was sliding. Let's get on board with the leader for now. That was a lack of grip on the rear. And those are newish tyres. Is the rain getting underneath the tyres a little bit? I have a feeling it might be. I strongly feel like we're surely by like lap 20. The thing is, if it gets there by the end, is it just going to be the game of, it's going to be wet enough by the end, but it's so close to the end, you're not going to gain enough time back. So you're all just going to have to firm struggling on a dry tyre in the wet. Or is it going to get there before that you can risk taking a pit stop and actually gain all 20 seconds back? I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is the track's deteriorating and they're all feeling it right now. Every single one of them are feeling it. Pooch is down by 2.9, 3 seconds now. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. If it happened by like lap 24, 25, so now, if Jeff said, I miss Jeff, RIP Jeff. If Mark said, Inters are ready, 4 laps in an increasingly deteriorating track to gain back your 23-second pit loss to the rest of the cars is doable. Ethan's into the box and is taking the risk. Intermediate tyres on the car. I reckon I agree with chat. We're probably a lap off. A lap or 2 away. We get some intel on it though. We'll check the gaps and we'll see. We'll see if DRS does get disabled. Well, that's obviously the biggest call of when Mark normally starts selling people. Yeah, get off these tyres, they're done. It's like the track still looks semi-dry, but it's really close, like it's going to go wet. At least visually on graphics-wise. Handling-wise, only they know. Lewis also into the pits, NCSC and the Alpines, brand new front wing as well. Probably ideal, but 9th place for him. Has no risk to take because the car behind him is a lap down, so he can do what he likes to just stay on the track. And that is drifting. Everyone's just sliding on the cars. Gonna stay out. We don't need to pull these games yet. We don't need to pull these games yet. DRS is disabled. This is now huge calls for the front two. Because what do? You don't... If you're Dylan versus Josh title-wise, an F1 kid, do you think, I'm just going to stay out because you're staying out? We're all going to be in the same boat together and at least we'll all be in the same order. Or does Dylan think, I will gain all this time back, I'm pitting now, I can't risk making a mistake? This is way more stressful than being under a safety car restart with the wrong tyres. Well, it's probably equally as stressful, I don't know. I think they'll just extend lap by lap until one person makes the trigger, and then they'll know what's going to happen. But so far, the front guys aren't taking the risk. They aren't doing it. Keep an eye on Ethan's gap to Pooch. It's going to be the biggest deficit we'll see between any dry tyre and any wet tyre. 16.6 seconds at this point. Into the pits is Pooch now himself. Never mind, he'll be on an intermediate tyre too. Oh, I really want to see how this goes. This is amazing. Oh, this is amazing. From just a natural... I love the transition weather races. They're so good. It still just looks like 50-50 you could run either tyre right now. Oh, not! Oh, not! Like, I feel... It's close. Like, that's telling me it's an Inter. But then I don't know. I don't know. Look at the amount of drifting. Okay, maybe it's more on the Inter side. 3.3 at the front, 1 second away. The gaps are still the same between the top 4, but they're just not doing anything yet. This is crazy. Ethan could gain lots. Let's get the leader gap between him and the rest. 28 seconds away from the lead. They're going to start having to think about if Ethan gets there. If they keep losing so much seconds of time, they might actually have to think about him overtaking most of these cars. 27.7. He's gaining time. Huge amounts of time. I mean, this is the best part of the lap where we do it. He's almost gained a second since we've started talking about him. This might be risky. This could come down to the wire. This could come down hugely to the wire. Do the front guys try and hang it out and just hope they don't make a mistake? That's surely got to be your best call at some point. I mean, for Dylan, he's got 3 more seconds in his pocket to do it. You'd probably have to pick this lap or next if you really want to cover it off. But then the rest of them I don't think are going to do it. Because I already think all of those cars behind are already going to get done by Ethan. They're all already within a pit window of Ethan, so they'd all get past. So I think the decision's been made for them. No one else took the risks. I don't think they're going to do it. So unless it just gets extremely wetter, like so wet that Ethan has no choice but to pass them all, I don't know. If they pit, they're done. Everyone now, from this point onwards, even Dylan is done if they pit. All of them will now go behind Ethan. So he's done what he had to do. The Inters are now quicker. It's confirmed. They need torrential rain, though, I think, for them to be worried about losing physical position to him. Or massive mistakes. Inter gaps between all these people, 4.3. The gaps are starting to get bigger between them all as a caution in the first sector. That's Washcat spinning around, or at least drifting around on his dry tyres. Oh lord, this fun. Now the safety car thing's finally gone. Finally, just need another yellow flag to clear it off. We'll take that one. Oh, this is beautiful. So all the gaps between these four cars have just got a little bit bigger. 4.6, 1 second, 1.5. Look at how slow they are having to take this. 10 seconds between Ethan and the next car. 10 seconds. To the leader, it's 16. There's no way. Is he getting like 4-6 seconds a lap? I don't know if this is possible. Could he steal a podium out of this? I generally think there's a podium possibility still on the cars to be stolen. He needs 10 seconds to catch Ron and Josh. 10 more seconds to catch Ron and Josh. He needs 13 to catch the leader. We'll leave leader up onwards. This is important. Look at him. You can now see him in the screens. You can definitely see everyone else on that big straight every lap. He knows his game. Yellow flag in the third sector. That's a little bit further back. That is for Washcat again on those mediums. He's still hanging it out. He's the one of the last people to not change off at the back of the grid. And to be honest, he's got a 20-second gap. Probably still worth it, to be honest, on his side. Oh, the front guys, I think. Oh, Ron's in the pits. Ron's given up the ghost. He's decided he's not feeling it anymore. Into the pits. He had a track limit penalty anyway, so I guess he was always going to lose one. That's a very late call. I thought he would have committed to just staying out. I guess he's committed to losing it, so he's like, might as well be on the right tyre and pick up some pieces by the end of it. Drops position to Pooch as well. He won't drop position to Washcat, because dry tyres. 8.4, as there goes Ethan round the outside of F1, kids. That's one position, then he's onto the podium. Hello, Josh, he's up next. Gap to him, 2 seconds. Gap to the leader, by the way, 7.6. It's not on the card. It's not off the cards, really. It's not off the card if he has a monumental bad last lap. Ethan NFC got told to cut by his teammate, and he has so far planned his strategy to perfection when he could, and has cooked it. 5.4 seconds. There's 7 temps in literally 7 temps. He gains 7 temps in 7 tenths of a second. Dylan might lose this race. Dylan absolutely might lose this race. Are we going to see the biggest turn of the books? There's nothing these guys can do. They all was forced into it because none of them put the trigger. But Ethan did. And I can't believe I'm actually going to end up saying this. For the second time in NSL, Ethan's put himself in the perfect position to grab a win. He's right on the back of Dylan's car. Is there anything he can do? He's deploying battery and all that, but what more can he do? If they go through a corner, it's going to be done. Dylan can't outbrake him. Ethan goes into the lead of the race on lap 27. He's actually gone and done it. No way. I thought this might come up at this point on the last lap. It's happened now. It's happened now. All Ethan's going to do is keep on the road. And that's a good point, by the way. Can Pooch catch some of these cars? Pooch is right on the podium. He missed out last race purely because, well, he ran into a wall, let's be real. But he's now on... I can't believe it. This could be an Ethan and Pooch 1-2. Ethan deservedly has taken this race to, like, by the throat and said, I'm running this strategy. I'll make this work. I'm getting me a P1 off this hand. And he might do it. He might do it. He's going to do it as long as he keeps on the road. The traction loss is crazy. Pooch might have his way to get P2. Ron is also very much closing in. I think he's about to pass F1 Kid. He has done indeed for P5. Might even pass Josh. In fact, with 5 seconds, he's passing Josh. As I've seen earlier on, he's passing Josh. Pooch is now on the way. Look at the drifting of Dylan. He can't do anything about it. Pooch is into second place in the race. What a turn for the books. China in NSL cooked every single season, no matter what. Hesitancy on that call to switch to wets. It can make you overthink. It made the frontrunners overthink, at least 3 of them. The rest took the risk, and they have absolutely done it. Ethan's got a 7-second gap away. Pooch has got second place on the cards. If this is a horrible few corners for Dylan, he might even finish on the podium of this race. That is outrageous scenes. That's the last thing to keep an eye on. There's 3 more corners left to go. So 3 more chances to lose about 2 or 3 more seconds. You saw how much time he lost earlier on when we want Ethan passing Dylan at the front. We'll see if that happens. At the front, we're gonna get Ethan crossing the line to win a monumental race. He's the winner of the Chinese Grand Prix. Further back, we've got Pooch who's gonna cross the line, drifting for 2nd place. And Rod gets him on the line. Can he get 3 seconds? He's got a time penalty. Can he get 3 seconds by the line? That's gonna be the hint to see if he gets it. He doesn't. He doesn't get 3. Dylan still gets it on the time penalties. Ron in 4th place. Josh in 5th position with F1 Kid in 6th. That has to be an absolute cinema-full race in NSL. The rest of the cars hanging on at Inters. We're going to have Mr. Spuds in 7th position. NCFC going to get 8th. Kids has already confirmed 10th and a point for the McLarens. And eventually Washcat's going to get 9th. Jesus Christ! That cinema. I've never seen better than that in a rain transition. You can never tell me otherwise. Dry to wet, wet to dry. The best thing I've ever seen. I just saw ultimate head overthinking everything between the top 5, and I saw 1 or 2 people take the risks. I didn't even think it would work. Didn't even think it would work for half the cars, and it worked in front of me. Ethan, GG's for winning that race. That was a great result for you. Oh, we got some things to look back on that one. That was amazing, that one. Cheers to everyone in the race there. You all provided some entertainment. Prime entertainment. Ooh, get me the order on the screen. Get me the order on the screen. As it is provisionally on this one, we've got Ethan grabbing a win for the Friars. The first Friar win of the season. And it's gone down to Ethan. Things you didn't think we'd be seeing straight away. Pooch in 2nd position. Finally claims that podium on his head top. And deserved as well. Absolutely deserved for 2nd place. Dylan in 3rd with the fastest lap to his name. Still means he gains points on all of his championship rivals. Josh only getting 10 points for 5th place, with Ron end up sneaking past him for 4th place with 12 again. F1 Kid in 6th, and never championship rival losing some points. So for Dylan and the title, he keeps the lead. That's crucial. He could have gained way more points though, but a madness went down. Spud's getting 7th place, huge points for the Williams, finishes the race and finishes it well. NCFC getting 8th place with 4 points. Washcat ends up finishing somehow after so many slides. 9th place for him. And Kizzo, a lap down, it's still a point. Only 1 retiree. And I think that Ethan in the Aston Martin was looking good as well pace-wise, so that could have been an even more chaotic fight for the front. I don't know what to say, chap. That has been a race. I would like to hear your thoughts. Because that was an event. That was for sure an event of all time. That's all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say in the matter. Good days, good days. For the Remedies. For the Remedies, chat. Oh Lord. I don't even know what to say after that one. That was a monumental race. That was just amazing. If you saw that and you want to get yourself exclamation mark NSL, I don't know what more I need to say. Where's the promo screen on the thing? Where is it? There. Go there. Sign up, get involved, you know the drill. Exclamation mark NSL, go click the sign up and log it. You gotta be involved. You're seeing cinema like that, you need to be here. If you're not at least there, driving, come and watch along. It's amazing. As Bartin Mabrubdal said, be on the right tyre. That's the right rascal. Never said better in my life. Quote, clip, screenshot, all of that. Today's the day we saw the Foots podium cook. That was beautiful. We move. I'm not sure, Liz. You'll have to set it in. We'll have a look on the penalty-wise. That was a good day. Yeah, I mean, yeah, championship-wise, that probably worked for certain people, didn't for others. I don't think you could have called what happened in between to get the results that happened. That was craziness. Woo! Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I enjoyed that. I loved the transition. The tyre strategy alone before was already cooking up business and it was going to be nice. That alone would have been pretty cool. But then it just said, nah. I was screaming at Just the Box, he didn't trust me. Yeah, it was the thing. The front guys, I could tell. It was like they're all close enough that if one of you pits, you can all just strong arm each other and say, we're all not going to pit. And if you don't catch us up, we'll all stay ahead. I think that was playing in the game. That's what I think. It's playing in everyone's heads. But like, no one's going to pit unless everyone pits. And it's up to someone to get bold and take a risk and really be sure. I was like, Dylan and Josh certainly won't. And eventually, Ethan and Pooch did. Pooch set himself up for it as well and actually pulled the game off. The good times. It's one of those, hindsight looks like, I mean, I could see it needed to be done, but like, I can get, one of you has to take the risk, and who wants to do that? It's easy if you all don't. Cinema. Anyways, if you want to be in for the next races, you know, you need to know where we're going, obviously. Portugal's coming next, Portimao. I mean, if we get another rain race, I'll be taking it. That could be a fun one as well. Undulation all over the gaff. We'll be there for that one next week, Tuesday. Make sure you're there for the vibes. China delivers constantly for NSL indeed. We will be there for the next race result for season 11.